You're listening to Prime Definition.
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 On
Foresight
FM
FM
podcast.
We are all here together with a unified message that more violence is not the answer, that all civilian life is deserving of protection, and that includes the lives of the Palestinian civilians in Gaza. And that is why we are all here standing together calling for an immediate ceasefire, for an immediate lifting of the blockade on Gaza, and for a return to a peace process, and for a return to a true, serious approach to resolving the existing grievances of the Palestinian people. Without the international community standing by its existing commitments to the resolution of the Palestinian situation, we will never see a just peace. And without that, we cannot have true security in our region. We are all of one message on this, and we hope that the international community will come together to support those ideals. We condemn all killing of civilians. A ceasefire is a humanitarian imperative. We are facing a desperate situation in Gaza right now. We are facing an impending humanitarian catastrophe. Every hour we speak, more civilians in Gaza are dying, more people are getting injured. The situation is getting worse. A ceasefire is an absolute necessity immediately. That will allow us to address all of the other issues. We have called quite clearly for a release of hostages, and that is absolutely necessary. But the protection of civilian life, the protection of infrastructure, especially hospitals and other infrastructure required for the survival of Gaza, is also an imperative that must be met immediately.
It is our objective to contain the escalation. We call on the Security Council to undertake its responsibility as defined in the Charter to work for the cessation of hostilities, an immediate and sustained ceasefire, and to provide the protection for all civilians. Again, we condemn the targeting of all civilians, and we consider it imperative that the international community undertakes its responsibility to address the issues of gross violations of international humanitarian law. We must apply ourselves, as we have done in the Cairo Peace Summit, to a political process, a process that re-emphasizes that the two-state solution. We can no longer only address the two-state solution and advocate as a matter of lip service that the international community and the Security Council do have the necessary resources and means to implement what has become recognized as the international community's consensus to the end of this conflict on the basis of a two-state solution, living side by side in peace and security. And this is what we seek, and this is what we expect. Thank you.
ما هي الرسائل التي جاءت بها مصر اليوم بعد قمة السلام وبعد الترحيب الدولي الكبير من الجهود الدبلوماسية المصرية في تحرير المحتجزين بالأمس؟
مصر تعمل بكل جهد لتناول كافة أبعاد هذه القضية الإنسانية، العمل على الإفراج عن المحتجزين والمدنيين، تناول قضية المساعدات الإنسانية وضرورة استمرارها، ولكن أيضا الإطار السياسي وهو ما سعت إليه من خلال قمة القاهرة للسلام، بأن تتيح إطار يتم من خلاله التوافق على المبادئ التي يجب أن تحكم هذا الصراع، سواء كانت مبادئ متصلة بتكريس وتدعيم حل الدولتين أو كانت متصلة بالنواحي الإنسانية. سوف نستمر في هذا بالتعاون والتضامن الكامل مع أشقائنا في الدول العربية والدول الأخرى، ونأمل أن يكون هناك إدراك بأنه استمرار هذا التصعيد سوف يؤتي بأثار غاية في الخطورة على المنطقة وعلى السلم والأمن الدولي.
Pamela Falk from CBS News. Can you answer, ministers, the question that Anthony Blinken, the Secretary of State, raised at where is the outrage on the October 7th attacks? And what is it that you think the UN can do? You're here. What can the UN do for a lasting peace? Thank you.
Before anybody else, we expressed outrage at the killing of civilians.